the soccer team, or football for those people who are outside the states. But for the U.S. football, the NFL, it's mostly the Patriots, Sox, and the Bruins, and the Celtics, somewhere in that order. And normally, you typically, if you are running a Boston sports team, you typically do not conflict. And while they did play on the 6-12 last fall, the release of the playoff schedule, I think, was, they were talking about that yesterday on the competition, but I would certainly, if I was Bob Kraft, why would you do it if you had a feeling that the Celtics would be in the finals? I don't know. Particularly, we don't think of football in June, but the training starts in July. You could have done all of his rings, which was 7, right, or whatever. He could have done it then, or mix the numbers around, because see, Bob Kraft is very like a fan, so he takes the superstition as a billionaire very seriously. So yeah, but anyhow, we're not gonna show video clips because this might be content ID, but that was the other thing. You had to be there at 6:30 Eastern sharp. 6:30 Eastern time sharp, or else, well, if you wanted to go halfway through Providence, because that's where Foxborough is, right? If you're a New England sports fan, I mean, apparently there was a lot of people that were there, but it wasn't talked about that much by the fans, particularly this week. There's a lot of disappointment of just putting us against the Celtics, and even if the Celtics lost, I don't think people would want to watch this loser. Let's play a few cuts that I think I can play.
Right, remember that? Walking drunk on active train tracks under Route 1, to stumble in and watch them, to then be a part of this greatness. It's so fantastic. I just want to thank the Kraft family, all the history of the Patriots, and everybody for this moment. We have a fantastic evening. Look at all of these people that showed up to honor Tom. Absolutely incredible.
You're not even cutting.
All right, I'm going to be back up here a little bit later.
And I can't really tell.
And it's my honor right now to introduce our next guest. This guy's an absolute legend in broadcasting. Started out at ESPN, has broadcasted everything from NFL football, NBA basketball, NHL, tennis, golf. Took over for Al Michaels, an absolute legend. Please welcome the one and only Mike Tirico, everybody. Come on. Nice warm round of applause.
Yeah, Mike Tirico. Yep. So
thank you, Bill. Good evening, everyone. How we doing?
How much did they pay Mike Tirico?
I got to tell you, I don't care which of the 32 franchises is your favorite if you're watching around the country. This is unbelievable. What a night. What a testimony to what sports mean to New England and what Tom Brady means to this area.
And then they do this, they go to San Francisco, or San Mateo, I'm sorry, to get a little pup piece with the family, which many
honestly, we loved Boston. We were so excited to get to Boston, and people were really so wonderful, and those memories, will never ever fade from our minds and our hearts. When I went through my cancer, I can't tell you I got so many wonderful cards and letters, and people made me shawls and blankets, all from the New England area. And it was just such a wonderful, I think, a wonderful memory for us, those 20 years. I mean, it was ups and downs, but more ups than so many wonderful memories. And we tried.
And Tom talks about this on the book. We're just kind of like, because I don't want to get content ID. It was streamed on Patriots.com. and Channel 4 WBC TV is supposed to be airing this tomorrow night, supposedly. They had to bleep. I'm assuming they're gonna have to bleep things out because things were said that were not supposed, that wouldn't air on broadcast local TV. But I just want to get to this because Brady, I'm playing cuts that are probably not going to be played out much by the media because it's under focus. That's kind of the intent of the fair use, because it's fair use of this footage, because it's kind of unusual for Tom Brady to say this stuff. Cut it. This is where he's going on the big stage on the field with Tirico. I got to go to a break
well, we just heard from your family, and we just heard from your other family here. Pretty sweet, isn't it?
I think it's
this is really scripted.
so difficult. I've got a speech I'll talk about later, but it's so difficult to put into words what this amazing night means to me and our entire family. And where we started on Portola Drive, as my mom said, our hat size never got too big, and I feel like we're still the family that was always trying to love and support each other, and I think we're adopted New Englanders.
Really?
And I have
I'm
my little babies out
on
here
this.
that aren't such babies anymore, that were born here on Beacon Street, and
Yeah, he's seeing all the
we
streets
got
he
off the
grew up
plane
on.
yesterday, and I was driving down the Mass Pike and just looking and very nostalgic about what this 2 decades is meant to me, and it's meant to my family, and it's meant to the people that I've came in touch with over a long period of time. A lot of them in this stadium, a lot of them in the different places where I lived in Franklin, I lived in Quincy, I lived in Com Ave, I lived on Beacon Street, I lived in Chestnut Hill,
off a cue card.
and I just want to say, you guys affected every part of my life, and I love you all, and I'm very grateful.
Why did he wait till this point? Oh, Tommy boy. Oh, until at this point, like, why didn't he do this? Like, my grandmother, unfortunately, week 2, she started to go downhill. Wouldn't it have been nice if he had did this? Because it was streamed on Patriots.com on the second half. I mean, the halftime. On week 2. This would have been so awesome. My grandmother would have enjoyed this. Why did he wait another 9 months to? I'm gonna say he's kissing the ass of New England, the New England fans. It sounds a little fake. He's trying to make his way to Fox because he's gonna be calling the games on Fox in the fall. But I don't know what, because I'm right now up against other shows right now. But I wonder if Felger and Maz and Stone Beetle and Grush and Mego are gonna talk about this. I didn't listen to Greg Hill this morning, but I just think that key part right there here on the Weekly Zoo raises red flags. All right, I'm sorry. I have to go on a hard break. This is the Weekly Zoo. We'll be back in a moment.